I'm dead. Did you die?
You are?
I died today.
You are okay, baby.
We worked really hard. Ugh. I gotta get my water.
I did my chest and my push, aka chest, shoulders, and triceps today. I'm gonna run through that real quick before we go do anything else. I did bench press. I did flat bench. Then I did incline bench with with triceps in between. And then I did some behind the head shoulder presses on the Smith machine with lateral raises in between. And then I did in front of my, in front of my head. It was kind of like shoulder press, but I actually really tried to dig in with my upper chest because I was on the Smith machine. So you can do things that you wouldn't normally be able to do on the Smith machine, so you can both push forward and up at the same time. So I was trying to target my upper chest with lateral raises in between. This guy's trying to turn right too. Okay.
I just let him go.
Yeah. And then I did close grip bench press for and with the lateral raises in between. I did a lot of lateral raises, and all these things I did for like 6 sets, except for bench press, which is like 12 sets. But I did a close grip bench press, and then I did like not cable crossovers, but just cable flies for like 6 sets with single arm tricep pushdowns in between. So that was all pretty fun. Then I did a little bit of abs, but now
I'm tired too. I did super awesome elliptical and calisthenics.
Whoa.
Yeah. Did those today.
So who's gonna let me go? This lady, this nice lady. This nice lady in the Benz. Thank you, nice lady in the Benz.
She's still all about her business, man. She's on the phone. She's getting her work did. That or she's talking about shopping.
That or she's talking about her diet.
I think we can talk about that. There have been a lot of questions in Bajheera's fitness vlogs lately. Little at-home workouts. And I think we should address them.
Yes, this can be an addendum to, or a continuation of the abdominal video I did, the at-home workout abs video. So I was showing you guys exercises for your legs and of course for your abs in order to get that ripped set of abs that you guys are talking about. And even though I mentioned it in the video, I still got a lot of questions about people, especially last video, about how to lose body fat. You know, like they say that, you know, you've got a little bit of fat on your stomach that you want to lose, and how do you go about doing that? And that question is the opposite, sort of, but it's in the same family of question as how do I gain weight? You know, I've been trying to gain weight. There's nothing I can do to gain weight. Please help. What do I do?
And weight as in muscle, right?
Right. You want, like, healthy. Well, when you want to gain muscle,
well, it needs to have something to feed off of.
Right. So I'm just gonna call this gaining weight because the way that I would suggest is a clean bulk, but you know, you're not only gonna gain muscle if you just try to eat more. But regardless, we just got done with the gym, so I'm kind of loopy. But the answer to your question, we've answered this before, whether it's gaining weight or losing weight, it's the same idea. If you want to lose weight, which is lose fat, you need to train hard. You need to maybe do a little bit of cardio. You have options. There's all these 3 things sort of fit into the discussion, right? There's your diet,
which is like a lot of it.
Right. That's like the main.
That's the most important.
That's like the main thing. And then I would say lean muscle mass like cardio helps, but for me, I've gotten my leanest from really not doing much cardio, just from working hard in the gym in terms of like my resistance training and diet. It might vary for you. You might benefit more from cardio. Yeah,
because I feel like I'm losing a lot by doing a higher amount of cardio, but still doing weights, because your cardio is going to, while you're doing it, it's going to get rid of the you're burning calories, but what's going to sustain you throughout the day is the muscle you're building. So that's why you should lift weights, is because then you can go and do cardio and lift some weights in the rest of the day, because you're building your muscle. Your muscle's going to be feeding off of, the fat cells and stuff in your body. So
Right. So you burn a chunk of calories with cardio, and with resistance training, you build lean muscle mass, which increases your base metabolic rate, which makes it a little bit easier to burn more calories than you eat in a day, which is how you lose weight.
yes.
And we're talking about just making sure your calories are below, the amount of calories you eat is below the amount of calories that you burn. But there's a little bit more to it than that. You want to make sure that you're eating foods that are nutritious for you, and foods that fit the right balance of fat, carbohydrates, and protein throughout the day. You don't have to have every meal have like, 30, 30, 20 or whatever. Depending on how you want to balance your meals out. Like there's lots of different balances, but I like to eat a lot of protein. That's just the way I like to eat. But you want to make sure that you have nutritious food, not only because it'll be better for your body, but also because you won't feel as hungry. Like if you eat crappy food, you're not going to feel good. You're not going to feel like you're satisfied, and it's going to make it harder for you to stick to your diet. But if you find nutritious food that is good for you and is nutritious, then you're not going to feel as hungry, and you're going to get good results while eating food that both tastes good and makes you feel good. And that's the idea. So if you do want to lose weight, you have to change your diet. And one of the things I recommend is going to myfitnesspal.com. It's a good resource for you for tracking your...
I use it daily.
Yeah, for tracking your calories and tracking what are called your macros, which are your macronutrients, which is fats, carbohydrates, and protein.
Yes.
So you want to make sure that you have the appropriate balance for that. And that's going to vary with your fitness goals and your preference in general, of course. But the opposite is going to be for people who want to gain weight. Guys, like I know even if you're skinny, even if you're one of those ectomorph guys who they call them like hard gainers, like it's hard for you to gain weight. You can gain weight, you guys, and this is just an extension of things we talked about before. It's really just a matter of your effort. You have to work hard. That's what is at the core of all this. We're talking about training hard. Talk about eating right, changing your diet. Even before any of that comes your effort level. It's not going to be. It might be simple. The formula is simple. You train harder, you eat more, or you eat less, depending on your fitness goals. But what it comes down to is your effort level. The harder you work, the more results you're going to see. The more committed you are to getting your meals in, or measuring out your portions and getting the right nutrients in while maintaining a deficit over time to lose weight or gain weight. That's going to be what it's about. So it's really easy to write on a YouTube video, be like, man, I got some stomach fat that I want to lose. What do I do? And it's easy for me to tell you what to do, but what's going to actually make that weight come off of you, what's actually going to make that body fat leave your body, or what's actually going to make that lean muscle mass, what's going to make you be able to grow that, what's going to make that appear on your body 6 months later, is how much work you put into it starting right now and continuously, consistently over the next 6 months. And if you do, augment your diet to gain or lose weight, and if you do augment your training to, work harder, build muscle, you lose fat, in 6 months you will see a difference. It's just whether or not you're willing to put forth the effort. And people write on my videos, I know it's just a troll. I know nobody actually thinks I'm on steroids, but it's almost like, is it really a surprise to you that someone who is really committed to this and puts a lot of work into it sees results? And this isn't just about fitness either. If you put work into a goal that you have, if you have a plan and you execute that plan consistently over a long period of time, more often than not, you are going to have success in that goal. So it shouldn't come as a surprise that I've been working in a sort of bodybuilding mindset for 2 years, and now we're seeing a difference. We're seeing a lot of results, especially after I've been dieting for a couple months. Like the work that I've put in terms of gaining muscle really shows, because I'm reducing my body fat. And this is something I guarantee all of you guys can do, depending on your goals. It's going to take a little bit of time, and it's going to take a lot of effort over a longer period of time. Yeah. Sustained effort.
And it's hard because we want, like, as a culture just in the world, I guess, like, you want instant results. You want something and you want it right now. And that's my hard thing too, is because, like, I've been trying to change. I've been trying to like trim down and lose some weight and stuff too. And
you've been doing great. But
yeah,
go ahead.
but I definitely have my days where I'm like, I don't see a difference, or I don't know why I'm doing this, or like I feel like this is like a lot harder than it should be, or I feel like I'm not losing weight as fast as I should be. But then like I look back like a week later and I'm like, wow, you know what, like I actually did make results. And it was just like I just have to be consistent about it, and
yeah,
it works.
Even I have those days. Even I have days where I'm like, man, I feel like, I've been dieting for months and I feel like I really should have, I really should see more definition. I really should be feeling stronger. Like, what's going on? But then I look back at, when I talk about making these videos where I've got my shirt off, I've got my shirt off right now because my shirt's fucking soaked, but regardless. But, I make these videos where, I'm taking an inventory of my progress. I'm, sitting there showing certain poses and getting an idea. I'm not trying to show off to you guys. I mean, I'm happy to show you my progress over time, but a lot of that is for my own motivation and for my own, almost like a journal entry. This is what I look like at right now. And then you can look at that 2 months later after the dieting and the training and seeing if you've made a difference or not. And it might be the case that I haven't really made much of a difference at all. And at that point, that's when you say, okay, what I've been doing hasn't been working for me, or hasn't been getting me the results that I want to. It's time for me to, cut back a little bit on my diet, or really try to focus more at the gym. And there's a saying, is that if you do what you've always done, you're gonna get what you've always gotten. And that's something that you can think of it as it sounds almost negative, but the opposite of that is, if you try harder, then you're gonna see more results. And that's just something to keep in mind, especially because we're talking about taking a long-term approach to these sorts of things. It's not a failure to not see results after 2 weeks or something like that, or after even a month. It's not a failure. It's just, if you take inventory, it's like doing an experiment, like if the experiment doesn't yield the results that you want, it's not a failure. It's information. So you change your setup and you go from there. So if you're dieting on 3,000 calories and you're not losing as much weight as you want, then diet on 2,700. Cut out a couple cups of rice, or cut out something that's not necessary for you. Cut out some cheese or something like that.
Like 3,500 calories, I think.
I thought it was 2,000.
I think okay, maybe that's like closer to 2 pounds.
Maybe I'm just thinking of 1 ton as 2,000 pounds. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I think it's like 3,500 calories, and if you spread that out over a week, that's like what, 500 calories less a day? Something
like that. But see,
you'll lose a pound.
I don't even think I diet that hard. I don't think I diet in a 500 calorie deficit per day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't have to. But...
You don't need to. You just need to maintain a deficit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just what I'm trying to get at here is it is going to be a long-term effort, and it is okay to do a little bit of trial and error with your body, because it's more mathematical than you would think, because there is a very definite way, and you're gonna have to take my word for it for a while. But once you start to get into it, once you start to do this sort of experimentation with your fitness and with your diet, and you give yourself some time, and you trust in your plan, and you trust in your effort, that over time you will see results. At the end of that 6 months, when you do see definition, or when you do see muscle gain, you're gonna be like, okay,
it feels awesome.
I can do this. And if you're just starting off, just get after it. Just start, because it's not really, and I've said this before about a lot of things, it's not about where you start, it's about that you start. That's the important part, that you actually do start to do something. So if it's not a goal of yours to get fit, like, I don't know, like when you're asking me about, I get questions about motivation. Like, I don't really know how to, if it's not a goal of yours to get fit, of course I think you should. It would be great. You'd feel healthier. It's who you are. It's who you show to the world. Your physical body is your expression to the world about who you are. And you can improve that. But I mean, in terms of your motivation for how do I stay motivated to go to the gym every day, me personally, how do I stay motivated to diet every day?
It's a lifestyle.
It's
like,
almost,
it gets to that point.
It's almost even hard for me to describe. Like, I could say I'm preparing for a natural bodybuilding competition, but honestly, it's more that, like, it's become part of who I am. I have like a really deep-seated enjoyment and satisfaction over this, or with this, and it's just become part of who I am. I mean, of course, like I said, like, I would like to eventually compete in natural bodybuilding over time, but right now it's just part of who I am, and it will likely become part of who you are. And you can take my word for it, but I'm sure that there are a lot of people who will even comment in this video that, hell yeah, man, I've gotten into training and it's become part of my day. It's become part of, the way I think. I'm excited about training for the day, and it definitely, if you guys are just starting and wondering, how do I get past this? If you can do this, I mean, for the first 6 weeks, if you get through that, then it'll only get better from there. And of course, you probably will have seen results by 6 weeks. But the motivation aspect, that's got to come from you. And different things motivate different people. But what it comes down to it is, I love what I do. And I don't want to make you guys feel like I'm trying not to, like, bring cellular stuff into this. But honestly,
it helps.
Yeah, the pre-workouts. The pre-workouts help give you, it's sort of like a trigger. Like, once you take your pre-workout, 30 minutes or so before you work out, it's not only like chemically designed to get you focused and mentally prepared and excited for your workout physically and mentally, but it also becomes like a trigger for your body. Like, you taste the pre-workout, you get the feeling that when it gets in your system, and then you associate that with your workout, and you're like, okay, it's time to pone. But it's also got like actual physical, like, it's chemically designed to mentally and physically get you ready to work out. And so if you need that little boost, like if you're at work all day and you're like, man, there's no way that I could have the energy to get to the gym at the end of the day, even if I wanted to. I mean, that's where a pre-workout's gonna come in handy. It's gonna give you that boost to get your mind right and your body right to go to the gym. I mean, I remember going to class all day. I remember in high school, like, I would go to school all day. I would do cross-country practice, and I would take a pre-workout and go work out. Like, it's just because I loved it. And that's one of the biggest things, for me at least. I mean, you could definitely go to the gym without a pre-workout, and plenty of people do. But in terms of me and my motivation, like, supplementation has become like a really good part of my routine, and making working out part of your life in a routine kind of way, making it a habit, and having sort of at least a portion of your day built around that sort of thing, like pre-workout, workout, post-workout protein. Like, that's just a really simple way to establish a habit and establish a pattern that you become used to, and that makes it easier to do it on a consistent basis. But yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons I'm so excited about being able to work with Cellucor, is because it actually is a pretty huge deal. And I don't want to oversell it, because I don't want you guys to think that I'm trying to sell you stuff, but it actually is a pretty big deal. So if you are looking for that boost, investigate a pre-workout. If you're looking, if you are interested in gaining weight, get yourself a pre-workout to get you to the gym, get you some post-workout protein. Protein's good for everybody, whether you're trying to gain or lose weight though. But if you really want that extra help for achieving your fitness goals, any fitness goal, check out cellucor.com, see what looks interesting to you. But get whatever you want to get, but just be sure to use that BAJ promo code. It'll get you 20% off. But even more than, I'm just trying to go down the line of everything. So we've got your diet, we've got your training, and we've got your supplementation. If you put those three things together over a long period of time, and all of those things wrapped up are sort of all united by the overarching concept of just giving your all to this. The more effort you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. And for people asking those sorts of questions, I'm happy to answer them. I feel like we've answered this sort of question before, but I don't mind answering it again, because it's something that's very important, and sometimes you need to hear the same thing a couple times, a couple different ways, in order for it to really sink in. But I guarantee you, it will sink in the most if you just get started and start to actually live the things that we're talking about right now. Once they become part of you, part of what you do, and part of who you are, it's going to make a whole lot more sense. And this has been my experience for a lot of different things. People have told me things that I'm like, cool. I'm one of those people who actually has to experience it for myself in order for it to really make sense to me a lot of times. And this might be one of those things for you guys, but I do encourage you, it will improve your quality of life if you do start working out. And if you do start getting to the gym, even if you just start doing some of the workouts that we show you in the at-home workout videos, I mean, it's going to be a good thing for you to do. I'm glad that so many of you guys are excited about it. I'm glad that we're getting so much feedback and so much back and forth question and answer in these in the fitness videos, because I mean, I love playing video games and I will continue to do that on the channel as well, but I'm really excited about the addition of some of the fitness stuff, because that's part of my life too. And the YouTube channel has always been, believe it or not, about me sharing things that I'm interested in and me sharing my life with you guys. And it's an incredibly awesome opportunity that I get to sort of be myself, live my life, and share it with you guys, and have that be what I do. So I really appreciate that. But we are at the grocery store. I feel like I've been rambling far too much already. If you guys stuck it out through the whole video, huge bro fist to you. And we're gonna pick up some food. Maybe
Yay!
We'll pick up some food, go home, and get this video going, start the stream up. All right. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Very, very good luck on your fitness goals, and keep sharing your thoughts and questions with us, because I sure do like answering them. Got anything to say to them, Jen Beans?
Hi.
Yeah, I know. I just talked for like an hour and a half. But anyway, we gotta go. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you later.
Peace.